Good morning to you. I'm Teresa Dufour. As CT Style remains on hiatus, we bring you today's CT Style Express. Now, during these uncertain times, many people have questions about personal injury and workers' compensation, and really the law in general. And that's why News 8 has partnered with the Goff Law Group to bring you the law down. Attorney Brooke Goff joins us via Zoom from her office in West Hartford. Nice to see you, Attorney Goff.
Always nice to see you, Teresa. Thank you.
So this is an important topic we're speaking about today. COVID at work. What happens if you get COVID? Is it a lawsuit? What can you do?
Lots of questions there.
I know. Sorry, I just threw everything at you at once.
Loaded questions, because if you're thinking them, everybody else is thinking them too.
Right.
First, let's go back to if you get it at work. If you get COVID at work, unless you have evidence that the employer was reckless somehow, they knew that you're, let's say you work in a group of people, I don't know, you are a team, and they know that the one person has COVID and they're requiring you to report to work anyways, and they know you're likely to be exposed, that's reckless behavior, right? In that case, you potentially could have a lawsuit, but that would only be for recklessness. You can't sue for negligence if you can't sue your employer for negligence, okay? That's the deal. You get workers' comp. That's your exclusive remedy and when you're hurt at work. So we have a comp system. So anybody that's ever been in a third-party accident of any sort, car accident, slip and fall, when not at work, knows you have to wait to get your wages paid at the end of the case that you missed. Your economic, all damages are paid at the end, unless you have something called med pay. In workers' comp, you don't. In workers' comp, the wages are paid as you accrue them, and your medical bills are paid up front, right? So workers' compensation is for most COVID I would say most people that get COVID at work, right, is going to be the exclusive remedy. However, I have one right now that we're looking at for potential recklessness where, OSHA was involved and it's not a good situation. But most cases, we're not going to see that. Most cases, it's just, hey, look, I caught COVID because one of my employees had COVID, and that's the deal. So with the numbers on the rise, this is going to continue happening, right? So
Sure.
You have to go through workers' comp. You have to file a claim. Do not let your employer tell you, oh, you have to use your vacation time. Don't let any of that happen. They're going to tell you that. It's not true, okay? There's workers' compensation for this. I'm going to tell everybody they should have a lawyer. And guys, lawyers don't even know if they're going to make money on these cases. My firm has become one of the firms that, we're getting a lot of these cases, and the more significant cases where unfortunately the result was death, or significant issues that are going to be lifelong. But for those cases that are, okay, well, either if you got COVID and it took you 2 months to resolve, it took you 2 weeks, it took you 6 months, attorneys don't know if there's going to be money in these cases. And I talk about that because a lot of people, first thing they think of is paying my lawyer. But in these cases, we don't even know. But I feel that everybody, since this is like the unknown territory of workers' comp and COVID is just unknown overall, lawyers are navigating it. So when I have these cases, yes, I have a lot of experience on other types of cases that we're utilizing to make decisions and to fight denials and everything else. But we're still learning it. All attorneys are still learning about it because it's never been done before, right? Imagine clients trying to do it. It's not possible. Just hire a lawyer. You're going to get the money that you're for the time that you're out or you can't work. Your medical bills, the mileage, everything else, that all goes to you. The attorney gets paid way down the road if they even get paid. So it's really a win-win for the client. Get a lawyer because you got to file the claim. You don't file the claim, and you stand we don't know what COVID's going to do to people in a year, right? So what is it going to do? You stand to give up benefits that you don't even know you're entitled to yet.
So what is it, as an attorney, are there things that you need to know about the case? How can you move forward with something like that?
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, first I need a positive test. Okay. You can call me. Do not self-diagnose yourself, guys. It's not going to hold up. It's not going to hold up in commission. It's not going to hold up in court. I need a positive test. The test has to say your name and positive next to it for COVID-2, SARS, and now there's a bunch of different ones. Need a positive test. 2, obviously, we need to investigate to make sure I have it at work. Now, if between the months of March and May, there are specific dates in there. I don't have them handy, but you can check it online. It's an executive order that was put out by Ned Lamont. You are a first responder. There's a presumption that you got it at work. So you don't have to prove that. The respondent has to prove that you didn't get it at work. So first responder, police, ambulance, doctors, nurses, these people, that has strangely not even been touched, even with the numbers going up since it was issued back in, I think it was July or something, like June or July. So right now, I mean, my piece would be, and I speak publicly about this on the radio, on TV, they need to add teachers, they need to add grocery store workers, because if you ask me, these are the essential employees. They feed us, right? They teach our children, and they take care of our kids when they're in school. They are first responders as well, and they need to be added. Because they're not on the list, I tell all teachers that I talk to, and I've been talking to some, I talked to a bunch of groups of people I talked to on Facebook, you should be getting tested at least once every couple weeks. I say once a week to be safe. That may be hard because now tests I'm hearing are going, like, they're hard to find because there's so many tests going out. So at least once every couple weeks, if not once a month. Yeah. If there's no presumption, you have to prove your case, Teresa. You have to prove that you caught COVID at work. It's much easier to try to tag down, okay, well, I knew I was negative September 1st, and now I'm positive October 1st. Now we have a range that we only investigating a month versus, let's say you started school September 1st and you tested positive December 22nd. Now we have to go, I mean, really, you have to trace your steps.
Yeah, that's tough.
And realistically speaking, guys, I mean, this hasn't played out yet, but realistically speaking, you actually have to, I know it's weird, it's crazy. As nurses are going to hear this, they're going to be like, what? You actually have to be able to tag it down to when you were exposed, who you're exposed to, date of the exposure. Listen, I think that's going to be case by case basis. I really think that the commissioners are going to be, more understanding on that. But the more evidence you have that we can get it into the smaller area of time, the better you're going to be improving your case.
All right. Well, we are hitting just the tip of the iceberg here with COVID cases at work. Attorney Goff, thank you so much for your time. You can learn more over the gofflawgroup.net. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Teresa. Thanks.
Thank you.